the shoulders relax. Yeah, and just feel the clarity in your midline here, tailbone rooting down as the chest, crown of the head go up. Inhale. So if there's any place you need a little more clarity in your life, a little more fire, you can sort of bring your intention today around that. Take a deep breath in and exhale, release the arms. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, ride the wave of your breath, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders back. Exhale, left leg back into a lunge. Good, let's come on up with the hands on the hips here and root down through your back leg. Yeah, now you can stay here for a breath or reach your arms up. Inhale. And then exhale, bow forward. Let's take a twist again. Left hand down, right arm to the sky. Couple breaths, exhale. So we start to build a fire in the belly, but also in the heart. Takes a lot of desire to move through our patterning. Inhale and exhale, release the hands and step back to plank pose. Inhale here, exhale, either straight legs or knees down, lower, and come right through to cobra. Inhale, full cobra here, plugging the finger pads in. Exhale, lower, and press back through the knees. You can either stay on your knees in puppy pose or come back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and breathe. Make every breath intentional. Yeah. Following each breath to the tail end, feel Mula Bandha, pelvic floor. And inhale, one more breath here. Exhale, follow it to the tail end and step or hop. We're going to take the left foot forward and then plug the feet in, hands to your hips and rise up. And you can either stay here or sweep the arms up. So from your pelvis, root down, and a lot of it is just intention, yielding into the floor. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bow forward, right hand down, left arm to the sky. Couple of breaths. So if you find your mind wandering a little bit, just gently bring it back. Breathing. Shoulders dripping back and down. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, release your hands. Step all the way forward, inhaling, halfway up. And exhale, Uttanasana. Plug the feet in. Inhale, lead with your heart. Reach the arms to the sky, look to your thumbs. Exhale, hands come right down the center. Let's just move right through. Inhale, stay rooted as you rise. Exhale, float forward. Inhale, hands to the shins, halfway up. Exhale, right leg back first this time. Inhale, you can either keep the back knee down or just rise up. One breath, stay focused, connected. Exhale. Good, we'll step right back to plank. Inhale here. Strong legs, soft heart. Exhale, lower and coming through to cobra. Or if you feel warm enough, upward dog is also an option. And exhale, pull back. Take 5 breaths. Stay clear and concise with each breath. Bottom of the breath, finding that apana, the downward and inward flow to keep you grounded. And with every inhale, opening, expanding, up and out. Exhale. Finishing the next breath, the tail end, look between your hands, right foot forward. And rise up, inhale. Stay rooted to rise. Exhale. Hands down, step forward, inhale, halfway up. And exhale. Plug in, leading with your heart. Inhale. Radiate up, exhale, hands come down the center line. Let's just take a pause here. Integrate the fire with some earth, with some centering. Good, and then let your eyes open. Let's do one more Surya Namaskar. Inhale, sweeping the arms wide and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, we'll step both feet back, plank pose. Find the inner line of your legs, softening out the heart. Exhale, chaturanga. And sliding through to cobra or up dog, your choice. Big breath in, exhale, full breath, all the way out. And just smile a little bit. Yeah, keeping some lightness, some joy in the body. You might even bend your knees a little bit, softening the inner thighs. Beautiful. Follow your next exhalation all the way to the tail end and hop or step forward. Inhaling, halfway left. Exhale, fall. Plug the feet in, lead with your heart. Inhale. Radiate and exhale. Beautiful. Let's just take the hands to the heart, close the eyes. Yeah, and just feel the energy, the tapas, the heat in the body. Fueled by our desire, right? Transformation. And when you're ready, let your eyes open and we'll bend the knees and we're going to come into Utkatasana, seated chair. So you can just rest your fingers on the floor. And on the exhalation, find your ground, yielding, go down and in. And then inhale, reach the arms up by the ears and breathe. So the more clear we are in our stance, the less energy it's going to take. That's my earring. Good. And eventually looking up if it feels okay in your body. And then on the exhale, we'll fold and just hang out. So we're going to do fire and then we're going to do letting go. Little earth. Jaw releases. Great. Okay, so we're going to come back to Utkatasana this time with a twist. So you decide, you can either have feet apart, knees apart, feet together. It just depends on your hips and what feels better. Okay, and then we'll come into Uttanasana with the hands at the heart. Lift your right elbow on the inhale and exhale, wrap your elbow to the outside of your opposite knee and just hook it there and pause and go down and in. So we want to stay rooted before we push, right? And we don't even want to push. We just want to stay and breathe, soften, smile. Here we are again. And then release it gently into forward fold and hang. Shake your head, let your hair out. Take some deep breaths in, full breath out. And then we'll bend our knees again. Hands at the heart. Lift your left waistline over to the right, hooking your elbow. Yeah. And just stay connected through the feet as you reach the spine in opposite directions. Gaze off to your right. Breathe. Good. And then exhale, release. Hang, separate your feet. Let's take our elbows and like an elephant trunk, right? Just let your arms sway a little side to side. Very good. And then release your hands. And I'm just going to scoot back to downward dog. So stretch your legs back. Take a full breath in, full breath out. If you need a rest, just take your knees down for a breath or two. We're going to go into a little series of some warrior. If you need to take a short rest and gather it up before that, go for it. I'm going to take another breath or two here. Bring your feet together so you can feel the inner line of your legs. Right? Then inhale, reach your right arm to the sky and stay clear. Like you're just sort of slicing through with a sharp pair of scissors through the fabric. Stay clear and concise. Look between your hands and step through as gracefully as possible. Turn your left foot out. Good, and then inhale, come up. We'll just take our hands here onto our hips for a moment. Check your stance, make sure your right knee is somewhere over your right ankle. Back leg is strong and straight, and then inhale into Virabhadrasana 2, the second warrior. Gaze is off your fingers and just breathe. Yeah, so fire doesn't need to be intense. It doesn't always need to be intense if you balance it, right? So here you can say strong spine and open and soft in the heart. Yeah, good. We'll reverse our warrior, taking the left hand back, right arm to the sky, and then exhale, bring your forearm onto your thigh and sweep your top arm overhead. Yeah, and breathe. And get nice and clear with that line from your outer foot up through your tips of your fingers. Eyes look up softly. Couple of breaths. Great. Inhale, we'll come back up and we're just going to turn our feet parallel here. Pause in the middle for a moment, hands on your hips. Regroup. I love this. It's such a metaphor for life, the practice on our mat. Right? We go to the challenge, we take a moment, we regroup, breathe. That's how we're building resilience. Turn to the other side, left foot out, arms reach out to the side. Inhale and exhale, bend your front knee. Virabhadrasana 2. And just pause. Soften the tail, soften the shoulders and elbows. We tend to kind of overdo it there. And then bring your gaze right off your fingertips. Stay focused on where you're going. We can pull a little bit from the past through our right hand. Right? All the gifts of the past, all the lessons, right into the present moment here. Inhale, open it up, reverse the warrior. And then exhale, bring your forearm onto your thigh. Spin your top arm overhead. And breathe, gazing up towards the fingers, a couple of breaths. Ujjayi breathing, the eyes are steady, soft inner smile leads the way. Good, you guys, and inhale, come on up. Let's turn our feet parallel and we'll take a moment to again integrate. And then when you're ready, interlace the hands behind the back, take a big breath in, opening up through the chest and exhale. So feel free to bend your knees if needed to begin with. And then once you come down, just make some little fine-tune adjustments, fine-tuning. Toes are spreading. You want to find the balanced action from the front to the back. Breathing in, breathing out. Great. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, let's bring our hands down. And we're going to walk our way back to the front of our mats. Slide your hips back to downward dog and your choice. You can stay here. You can come into child's pose, or if you want a little more activity, move through a vinyasa. Good. And then we're all going to meet in a child's pose. So take the knees down, rest in for a few breaths. Listen to your breath. Take a moment of deep rest here. Great. And then let's come back up onto all fours, and we'll slide our way back to downward dog. And then again, we're going to come here with the feet together. So great place to feel the inner leg, the inner line, considered part of our core. And so this is actually in role thing, the session we do before the psoas is the inner line of the legs. So it's all connected. And we're going to lift our left leg to the sky and just hug in for a moment and feel how the leg connects up into your spine. This is your psoas. What connects the leg to the spine? The psoas. Exhale, step all the way through to a lunge. Good. We'll turn the back foot out 45 degrees. You're going to bend your front knee and then inhale, come on up to Virabhadrasana 1. So now do a little psoas work here. Lift your back heel. So come up onto your back toes. And I want you to think of lifting the ribs up off of the pelvis here. So lots of space in the hip flexors. Good. And then drop your back heel down, but don't lose that space. Yeah. Good. Look up for the last couple of breaths, shoulders down. And then we'll exhale, bow forward, hop up onto your front leg. Good. And then keep the thighs keep the hips parallel here. So this is a variation of Warrior 3 right here. And keep your hands down. Or if you really want to work it, you can come out into airplane or arms out in front for full Virabhadrasana 3. Really is one of my challenging poses. Takes a lot of steadfast plugging in. Good. And then exhale, release. Boy, let's step all the way back, downward dog. Take a rest if needed. And just breathe, gather your energy. And we'll get ready for the other side. Virabhadrasana. Right leg to the sky. Inhale, hold that clear line through the inner legs. Exhale, step it through. Turn the back foot 45 degrees out. Bend your front knee and inhale, come on up. And then again, we'll reach the arms and come up onto your back toes. Yeah. So you want to roll that back thigh in, lift the ribs, and then drop the heel without losing that space. Beautiful. Good. Take another breath. And then exhale, bow. We'll hop up onto the right leg. Hug the inner thighs. And this can be your pose here. Or Dikasana, arms out to the side. And full Warrior 3 is arms stretch out and just reaching, plugging in. Woo. Maybe not. Had you guys, and then exhale, we'll come down, back and down. And from downward dog, we're going to slide the chest forward, lower the hips down, and just rest, stacking both hands. So just feeling what it's like to meet the fire in your body. Maybe it's been a little while, and just integrate it, breathe. Beautiful. Last couple of breaths. Breathing into the back body. And exhale. Great. All right, and then let's come up onto the forearms. So we'll take a great strength here. How's everybody doing? Are we hanging in there? Good. So from here, melt your heart, soften. Wake up the toes, especially the little toe wants to kind of sickle out. So we're gonna spread all 10 toes, drop the tail, lengthen the tail towards the heels, and then start to bring your chest through clearly. And then we'll look over the left with the head without moving the shoulders. Take a couple of breaths. Play with your eye movement. You might want to look sideways and up a little bit. This right here is a great stretch for the psoas even. Just starting to open up the vagus nerve. And then coming back to center, you can take a little rest or just go right to the other side. Turning your head and gaze to the right, a couple of breaths. And making your way back, and we will take a little rest again. Resting your forehead. Just breathe. Okay, let's bring our hands by our chest, and we're just going to press back onto our knees, and we'll step our left foot into a lunge and then come on down. So we'll come into Anjayanasana, and this is getting deep into the hip flexors. And so what we want to do first is just isometrically pull the legs in towards each other. So the right leg is pulling forward, left hip is pulling back, right? That's going to bring stability. Okay, then inhale, sweep the arms up. Keep that stability as you sink. You can let go a little bit, but it's like kind of like you're holding onto the banks of the river with your hips and that isometric movement. And then you can go a little deeper and start to lift the ribs up off of that yielding of the hips and look up. Breathe. You might even reach your right arm a little bit up, and you can feel that stretch all the way down into the sideways and psoas. Good, and then inhale, reaching back up, and exhale. Let's just take our hands down onto our thigh, go a little deeper here. And then just an invitation here, you can reach back with your right hand and see if you can bend your knee and take your foot. You might need a little padding under you because it's a lot on the kneecap, but you do want to be on the really more on the quad here if you are taking your foot. So just do your best. And if you don't have your foot, you're just going to imagine. Okay. If you do have your foot, you're probably feeling your quads. Yeah. Hamstrings, like, did they lock up? Oh God, yeah, that's no fun. Good, and then wherever you are exhaling, let's come into a runner stretch, half Hanuman, just the opposite movement here, digging your heel in and take a few breaths. So your left foot, right, is in, if it's in the mountain pose, on the Sthiti foot. Great, and then inhaling, coming back onto all fours, however you can get there, and take a couple movements in your spine. Great, and then we'll bring our right foot between the hands, come on up, hands on the thigh. So again, we can just scissor in a little bit, right? Left hip's coming forward, right hip back. You can imagine just the hips hugging in towards each other to create stability, and then inhale into Anjaneyasana, arms up. The other option here, which is kind of nice, is arms down, and you're lifting up through the chest and reaching the fingers down. So whichever one you want to play with, or you can do both. Nice place to open the throat. And if the arms are up overhead, you can take that nice side body opening, reaching through the fingers. Good. And then, whew, exhale. Yeah, let's take our foot if it's available. And if not, you're just going to take a nice big open twist and just maybe imagine you're going to hook your foot. So it's kind of a more deep quad stretch, but I feel like it gives us a little more access to the psoas. Yeah, nice stuff. A couple breaths here. And then we'll exhale gently, release, and slide your way back to puppy. Ooh, walking the knees back. Take a few breaths.
Hey, Hallie, we forgot runner stretch on the other side.
Oh, you're right, Steph. Okay, we're going to do that next. No, I'm glad you reminded us. And then we'll inhale, come from puppy into runner stretch on that side. Stephanie reminded us. Thank you. So we're going to be on the right foot forward. Yeah. Dig the heel in and take a big breath in, lifting the belly, chest. Get long in your spine, and then exhale, fold. Yeah. Great. So we'll stay another breath or two and sink in. And then when you've had enough, now we're going to pull ourselves out and come back to half dog or full dog. It's kind of nice too after that. And breathe, plug the finger pads in. Yeah.